Hello YouTubers, Rob here. Today I want to talk about plates, and these kind of plates you just get. I think these were from Sainsbury's, whatever. They chip eventually. I mean, they're not bad plates, but they don't last long. We've been in this house now about 4 years, and we must have gone through probably 2 or 3 sets of plates and bowls. IKEA ones, again, they don't last all that long. Everything just ends up being different and the wrong sets, and some things survive and other things don't. You can go for, if you want some strength and durability in your plates, this kind of material. This is like guaranteed for life. I think that's melamine or something. I got these off the mother-in-law. They used to have these in their caravan when they went travelling because they are pretty much unbreakable. They are quite plasticky feeling looking. They're quite light. They're not ready for a main dinner set. You can, of course, get just crap plastic ones, but then, of course, they just, screw it. I don't even know what we got these for. I think they were picnic ones. It's scratching are awful. So, yeah, if you want something durable and that's going to last a long time, then you need to get super vitrified. Super vitrified. Or just vitrified will do, right? You can see these are from Churchill's. Now, Churchill's was established in 1795. They meet BS 4034 standards, whatever that means. I think it's to do with hotel ware and the durability of hotel ware. So they use these in Wetherspoons and a load of catering companies. I mean, they operate in 53 countries, Churchill's. They're based in Stoke-on-Trent. They're one of the Stoke-on-Trent's oldest potteries. I mean, you get some real history with them. And I was just looking for plates that don't break, most durable, and they go through all the different types, glass and things. Read it up online, ended up with super vitrified. Realised that if they're good enough for Wetherspoons, then they're probably good enough for me. Wetherspoons use them every day. I mean, these are hard surfaces I've got to deal with every day. So we've got obviously granite / quartz. I'm not sure quite what that is, but it's rock solid, literally. Tiled surfaces, wooden floors, wooden tables. It's very unforgiving. My mum comes up, she has a smashing time whenever she is here as well. Always a plate or two gets damaged. So kind of, it doesn't take long before, you're into your best sets. Your best sets then get smashed and cracked and you're running out of plates. So yeah, super vitrified. The difference is, if you look at this, you can see where the chips are already happening on these ones, these little ones here. Normally you just take kind of clay and silica and you heat it up to 1350 degrees, I think it is. And you're basically just cooking. So you basically cram it all together, pack it all down into the shape you want and go and cook it. And then at the end you glaze it. So the glaze on that runs about 0.14 of a mil thick or something like that. And of course, once you're through the glaze, you're then into the porous stuff which absorbs water. That can absorb about 14% water or something. So this is why they're not used in hotels. You can't just take crap plates or cheaper plates and say they're crap. These are actually fine for use, if you don't mind replacing your plates quite often for home use. But in a hotel environment, even if they get a chip, you don't want them to become porous and open to bacteria, which is where this vitrification process comes in. Now, vitrified basically means melted, so it becomes a liquid. Imagine like casting an old sword in the old days, or not even in the old days really. I guess you could probably cast a sword like it now. You get the steel, don't you, and you melt it down, you get the iron ore, whatever it is, and it becomes a lava, and you pour it in and you cool it, crash cool it. Exactly the same thing happens with these plates. They put in something called feldspar. Feldspar helps reduce the actual boiling temperature of it, and they also add in an aluminium oxide called alumina, and then that basically makes it even stronger. So by melting it, you don't end up with like little pockets where the grains are cut together. You end up with like a crystallization that strengthens it, makes it super solid. So you basically get it to melting point and then you pour it. And you can see on some of them, more than others, where the mold kind of comes in. These are smaller ones. Yeah, you can see these little points here. There should be like 3 of them on this plate there. And on the bottom, somewhere else there. Those 3 points, that's basically where they were liquid, and they've been turned into that. So, yeah, super solid. If you chip it, it's still shiny underneath. You chip it again, it's still shiny underneath because it's basically shiny throughout. They've not actually had to go and artificially glaze that. That's just how it is. Super robust. You see these on eBay if you just look for vitrified plates. There's loads of them, cafes, old B&Bs, people getting rid of them from like 1996, 20 odd years ago. And there's still like no chips on them, no scratches on them, still working well. So if you want a plate, kind of like a plate for life, I guess, just bear in mind the style might go out of fashion. So we've gone for this. This is their Isla range. Hopefully that will look kind of good now and in so many years' time. I mean, it's not exactly super snazzy now, but I can see that standing the test of time. It's kind of seasidey. I quite like it. Fashion may dictate that we need to get rid of these plates in time, but, you know, for now, pretty solid. So about £7 a plate on average, just under £7 a plate I paid from Benton's, I think. I looked at Nisbets, they were really expensive. Like, Nisbets wanted like crazy sums more than Benton's did. Just look around, shop about, because catering companies, when they're selling, I don't know, mug people off, really. I was quite disappointed with Nisbet's pricing on those, but you know, it's not to say they won't change their minds. It's worth looking around and just putting in the search term to many different companies. And yeah, hopefully that's taught you a little bit about Super Vitrified, why you might want to buy them. If you want a plate for life and something that can withstand being bashed about, then yeah, go for it. Hope that's helped YouTubers. You take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.